this is going to be something that he's going to throw out to his crowd, and they're going to say, see, the Clinton people and the Clinton voters are going to continue to be with Hillary. And I think for the undecided voters, however many there are at this point, are going to be more concerned with the fact that the economy is growing, the fact that Hillary Clinton wants to invest into them, and that she's more on their side than Donald Trump is, in the light of how Donald Trump has behaved in the last few months. So I think while this will make news for sure, I don't think it's going to have much of an effect on the election.
Here's what probably will happen, just based on my years of experience here in Washington, and you know this as well. The FBI is going to try to keep this information relatively quiet. They're not going to leak any of this information, presumably, although you never know where these leaks come from. But I suspect over the next 11 days, we're going to get a lot more information. What are the documents? Where these documents came from? Did they contain classified information? Was it simply confidential, or was it secret? Was it top secret? Should she have known? Was it marked classified? All these kinds of issues. Once again, we reviewed them for months and months and months, leading to his decision not to recommend any criminal charges against Hillary Clinton. But all of a sudden, in the next 11 days, this is going to be a dominant issue, and I assume it worries you as a Hillary Clinton supporter.
Well, as I said, I don't think it's going to have a whole lot of effect on the current electorate, but I will say this: where have these documents, where did they come from? How did the FBI get to them? Where are they? We have all this stuff going on with Russia right now. All of the WikiLeaks issues of stolen documents that we don't really even know if some have been manipulated or not manipulated. Why didn't the FBI have these documents through all of the different investigations that they went through on this, where the FBI said that, you know, she didn't do anything wrong, that it may be careless, but that was it, and that there would have had to been this huge conspiracy of 300 people in the State Department that would have been conspiring to, you know, release confidential information. Why didn't it come up in all of this? Hillary Clinton has been thoroughly vetted on this issue. The FBI chose not to do anything with the information, and we have all moved on. So the question is, where did these documents come from? How did they get to the FBI? Is Russia involved in this? We don't have any clue of where this stuff is coming from. And so for this to come out at this late stage of the game,
he says, Comey says it was in connection with an unrelated case. All of a sudden they came upon these emails that may or may not have contained classified information. Are you concerned about the decision that the FBI Director James Comey has now made based on the information he received yesterday to reopen this case? In other words, do you have confidence in Comey?
Well, yes. I think Comey has, throughout this, upset both sides, I think you can say, which usually shows a level of fairness. Now, this is a huge surprise that this would come out just days before an election. That, to me, is a surprise. But I think he's proven himself to be thorough as an investigator, and that's why I'm confident with his past decision that said that Hillary Clinton didn't do anything wrong. And I'm sure after going through tens of thousands of emails, tens of thousands, and for a couple to be ruled classified, even when they weren't properly marked classified. Like, that's all that happened here, Wolf. That was it. Out of all these emails, there was a little C, many paragraphs down, Wolf, that they weren't labeled at the top as classified. And Comey said she didn't, wasn't worth pursuing. And so I'm confident that this will go away.
That's what he said.
Although it happened at a very inconvenient time.
Moment. He said that he concluded that last July when he said he would not recommend any criminal charges, although he was very critical of her behavior. As you suggested, the Donald Trump campaign already reacting. Kellyanne Conway, the campaign manager for Donald Trump, she has just tweeted this, and I'll read it to our viewers. A great day in our campaign, just got even better. FBI reviewing new emails in Clinton probe. That from Kellyanne Conway. So clearly this is an issue that the Trump campaign, the Donald Trump supporters, Republicans are going to really try to focus on over these next 11 days. trying to hit those undecided voters, especially in your home state of Ohio right now, who aren't really committed to either Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. You know the Ohio voters. How is this going to play with the undecideds in Ohio?
They're worried about economics. They're worried about jobs, wages, and college education, like in the cost of college, the bread and butter issues that they're going to hear emails and their eyes are going to glaze over. Well, if I'm being, in all honesty, like they've been hearing this for how long now? They're going to hear emails and they're going to hear Donald Trump tweeting about emails, and their eyes are going to glaze over. They're going to make a decision based on economics and whether or not we're going to continue the progress that we've made. And we get news today that the economy has grown at 2.9%, moving in the right direction, largest growth we've had in a long time. They're going to vote on that issue because Hillary Clinton's going to continue that. And I think that's the important issue for them. They don't listen to these sideshows. They're frustrated with how the campaign has unfolded, especially with how Donald Trump has behaved. That's in the back of their mind. And they're going to hear emails, and their eyes are going to glaze over, and they're not going to pay attention because they want issues that they care about to be talked about, and that's what Hillary's going to do while she's in Ohio in the next week, and Bill's in Ohio in the next week, and other surrogates are here in the next week, and we're going to bring this thing home, and she's going to be the president.
Hey, Congressman, I want to read to you a statement that has just been released by the Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan, on this breaking news. Quote, "Yet again, Hillary Clinton has nobody but herself to blame. She was entrusted with some of our nation's most important secrets, and she betrayed that trust by carelessly mishandling highly classified information. This decision, long overdue, is the result of her reckless use of a private email server and her refusal to be forthcoming with federal investigators. I renew my call for the Director of National Intelligence to suspend all classified briefings for Secretary Clinton until this matter is fully resolved." As you know, Congressman, the National Intelligence Director and his staff, they provide classified national security briefings to both presidential candidates. That's part of the law, if you will, leading up to an election. This is pretty extraordinary for Speaker Ryan to now tell the intelligence community end any classified briefings for Hillary Clinton because she can't, presumably because he says she can't be trusted. Your reaction to what the Speaker has just said?
Well, I'm glad the Speaker didn't just act like judge and jury and, ultimately make a huge decision on information that he knows absolutely nothing about. He should be more concerned about whether or not he's going to be Speaker in the next couple months as opposed to be throwing these flames at Hillary Clinton. He made a judgment there on information that he doesn't have before him, that he doesn't know about. He's renewing a call that he already made months before that was already disproven by Director Comey with the ruling that he made to not further pursue this stuff. So you're going to have a bunch of Republicans go out there and try to make political hay because they have nothing else to talk about, Wolf. So in some sense, this is a gift to them because they still got to look in the mirror and defend Donald Trump. And people and voters are going to make a judgment. These are emails we're talking about here. These are emails. And she's already been proven, and Comey already said he's not going to pursue this. Correct? So that's already been said on the initial investigation. The judgment voters still have to make is, do you want Donald Trump to have his finger on the nuclear weapon? Yes or no? And regardless of what's going on with some email that's just been pulled out of midair and 10 days before the election, the question before the voters is Donald Trump stable enough to be the President of the United States? And the answer is no. He is not stable enough. That's the ultimate
Congressman
question.
Tim Ryan of Ohio. We're gonna leave it on that note, but thanks so much for joining us on the breaking news. We'll continue our conversations down the road. We're gonna have a lot more here on CNN on the breaking news. The FBI now looking into newly discovered Clinton emails. We're standing by. We're gonna be hearing from Donald Trump at a rally in New Hampshire. Guess what? Can be sure Donald Trump will be reacting by the new decision by the FBI Director Paul Ryan to reopen the Clinton investigation onto her use of a private email server. We'll be right back.